Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, you beautiful podcasting fiends, to the most eventful and most listened to worldwide podcast. A beautiful thing happened this weekend, and we were right there through it all. And I believe we're still coming to you from Under the Apron. Welcome to episode 98. We are breaking down piece by piece everything that went down this past weekend. I took my time because I went and dug up every moment like I was Eric Voss from New Rockstars looking at movie trailers. With me today is my lovely and talented and oh so charming bestie. If MySpace was still around, she would be in my top 4, no questions asked. Sarah's back in the building.
Woohoo! What's up, everyone?
Hey, what a wonderful weekend it was. Did you enjoy your weekend?
I did. It was full of surprises and a lot of cheering.
A lot of cheering, full of
Yes,
surprises. Sounds like you
yes.
had an awesome time.
It was awesome.
Okay, so we have a tradition here on the podcast, and I haven't done this in quite a while because our good friend Michael hasn't been around. But it was WrestleMania weekend, and we celebrated, and so I must celebrate on here as well. I wasn't going to open one until episode 100, but let's go. Let's just do it. I'm drinking the Zoa again. Cheers. Um, Back in January, Zoa unveiled their new cans. These have nothing to do with Black Adam or Dwayne Johnson, even though he's a co-owner of the brand, but they look so tiny and different. So I'm going to open up one up for my good friends as we head towards the celebration of 100 episodes. And I'm drinking Super Berry. So yeah. What are you doing tonight? What are you drinking tonight with me?
Water.
Water. Okay, that's
Yep,
totally
can't
fine.
get enough of water,
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna
not
need
from
this one.
water.
I'm gonna need this one. And it's a small can, so it's okay. Like we'll see
Okay.
how the night goes if I'll get another one or not.
Yeah.
So over the week, I sent you the results of one of the matches that was going on in California during WrestleMania week. I didn't realize. I didn't realize the card change until it happened that night. So let
Oh
me fix
man.
that. Let me fix that mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, the main event at the Whiskey A Go Go on Wednesday night was changed to 50 Cent going up against Conor McGregor. And guess who won that match? Um, oh, wait, that's not it. There's been a slight miscommunication. My notes say that. But as you look it up, it was actually Mini 50 Cent, otherwise known as 25 Cent, who was scheduled to compete against Mini Ja Rule to decide once and for all who the best one in their short career was. Unfortunately, Ja Rule had to take a small step back and bow out of this match. In his place was Mini Conor McGregor. And according to the videos and the photos, even that was short lived.
I see what you did there.
Hey, we love our short rounds on this podcast, especially one Hornswoggle who tends to live down here with us while we're recording.
Mhm.
Friday night was the Hall of Fame. Got to look at it for a brief moment. I wasn't going to remember everything that happened, but it happened. Stacy Keibler got inducted and was presented as the beautiful princess that she is. I get that Tori Wilson did the induction because that's her best friend. They've known each other since WCW, but I was wondering why Mick Foley was there.
She asked him to.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He talked first, and he said that he got a phone call from Stacy, and she asked him to induct her into the Hall of Fame, and he said, "Of course." So
Oh, that's pretty sweet right
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Didn't
he
realize
did. He
they were
did a good
friends.
job. Yeah.
Okay. Referee Tim White received a Warrior Award. Ric Flair had a lot to say about himself when he inducted the Great Muta.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Jim Carrey or any shenanigans weren't around for Andy Kaufman. But the main event of the evening, Rey Mysterio, Conan inducted him, his compadre. He's the godfather of both Dominic and Aaliyah, and he said it best. He called him the Scarecrow because he's a standout above the rest. Rey
Mm-hmm.
Mysterio came out, and just like when Frank Ocean went to accept his Grammy Award and Chris Brown was the only one sitting down, not giving him love, Dominic was doing the exact same thing. As soon as Ray got in the ring to accept his induction to the Hall of Fame, Dominic, Rhea Ripley, and Damien Priest were seen getting up and leaving the place. That is so sad. The crowd erupted with Culero chants. That that's asshole in Spanish.
uh,
and and
I
then Ray
couldn't
was a
understand what they were saying. I was like, what?
I could there in California. I understood completely. I said, hey, I know that. Ray was a bit choked up, but he said he would handle business the next day. There was a lot of AAA talk, how he got his name in the mask, the lucha stuff. ECW, WCW, Eddie Guerrero, his wife Angie, and the kids. And finally, he thanks the fans and the WWE universe and how they made him immortal. The immortal Rey Mysterio. That sounds good. That sounds catchy.
Yeah.
More on him and his match in a few.
Movies and feelings. Pop, pop. Bring Your Own Popcorn is a podcast that dives into people and the movies who love them. Let us preach to your choir or stoke your ire as we spiral down memory lane with cult classics, Jurassics, and other genres that rhyme with traffic. What we lack in education, we make up for with comedy, compassion, and camaraderie. I'm your host, Mixtape Majesty, inviting you to join me and an assortment of wonderful guests on fine podcast apps everywhere. Bring your own popcorn.
Before I continue, the candle that I got from Dark Fate Creation is almost out. It still smells like Fruit Loops. So I'm probably going to get another one, and I have my eyes on one and just in time for April. That's birthday month for those that don't know. The one I got a few months ago for Christmas from them was called Serial Killer. And according to the creator of the candle and owner of Dark Fate Creations, Liz Newman, friends since high school, by the way. She was inspired by the Halloween episode I did in October. So I'm definitely going to be ordering Let Them Eat Cake. And this one smells like lavender, vanilla, and buttercream, deliciously blended to create an elegant slice of heaven, aka cake. For those that are new here and want to support a small business, check out Dark Fate Creations. Their candles are vibrant, colorful, marble tops amazing, mouth-watering fragrances, fueled by lovely braided cotton wicks. Paper threads woven into every cotton wick for clean, romantic, slow, and consistent burn. Each candle is unique from the next, as they are hand-mixed and hand-poured, right in Grass Valley, California. They use only coconut and soy waxes, paraffin-free, for a safer, cleaner, and longer burn time. That's almost 72 hours. They not only care about the look, fragrance, and quality of their candles, and as well as the other products, but also the effects they have in your homes. So just check out some candles. I burn mine every other night. I'm about to start the podcast, and don't forget to include a car diffuser. The link will be in the show notes. WrestleMania 39. Let's finally talk about both nights of the events. I will also have some of the audio bites of the press conference after the matches. So we are going to get through every match of the event. Both nights were held at the SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, which was the original location for WrestleMania 37 before the pandemic forced it to be relocated. Both The Miz and Snoop Dogg were the host for the event because nothing screamed like it's okay, Sasha Banks. We don't need you to come back. We still have your cousin Snoop Dogg on speed dial. You think that's what it was? Hey,
I don't know.
it's all right. Mercedes, Monet.
Yeah.
We have Snoop. We have Snoop Dogg. And just like every year since 2020, the official theme song came from The Weeknd. Blinding Lights in 2020, Save Your Tears in 2021, Sacrifice in 2022, and Less Than Zero for this year's theme song, as well as Hollywood Swinging by Kool and the Gang, which actually kind of triggered me a bit and brought me back to GTA San Andreas and that minigame with that song. I hated it.
Oh,
For night one, pop reggaeton singer Becky G performed America the Beautiful. I loved it. I loved it.
yeah.
Um, what'd you think of it? Like Becky G,
You know what?
reggaeton?
I think I know I missed it because when we were watching, we were, they're showing, kind of like a recap of things that were happening.
Okay.
And so we're like, you know what? We already saw this part. So we fast forwarded. So when we put it back on, all of that was done and it started the first match.
Right. So first match of the night lasted 11 minutes and 20 seconds. United States champion Austin Theory comes out first. Don't understand the reason why, but yeah, he came out first. Usually the champion comes out second.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they wanted to give John Cena the Legend Hall of Famer status, come out last. Make a Wish kids were on the stage, which I think they said their dream was to go to Wrestlemania. Cena's music hit. His GIF on the screen was the G.I. Joe logo, and he came out to meet and greet the kids as well as his best friend, cameraman Stu. I thought for sure there was no way Cena was going to lose in front of these kids, but WWE said, fuck them kids.
Wow.
Here's John
Yeah.
Cena. Here they go. Lose in front of the kids. Do it for the kids,
Uh,
you know. John Cena does his thing, takes off his hat, and damn. There was no way I was paying any attention to this match due to the balding spout on this man's head.
he just needs to shave it off,
Just
keep it
go,
high and tight like he used to.
go Kurt Angle, shave it all
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
Austin Theory shows some ruthless aggression in this match, much like John Cena showed it to Kurt Angle when he first debuted 20 years ago. So it's a passing of the torch, as they say. Theory is the new hot wrestler trying to make a name for himself, and he defeated John Cena.
And I didn't
Really?
think, yeah, I wish Theory would have lost. I do. I still think Theory should have lost, but you know what? If this was just John Cena's like one of his last matches, then yeah, okay, I get it. But yeah, I'm tired of Austin Theory being the champ.
Right. Oh my goodness. Okay. Uh the next match, the Street Profits defeated Braun Strowman and Ricochet Alpha Academy, Chad Gable, Otis, and the Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar, at 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Aside from the first two matches being short, I would have loved to see more from them, but I see why it was short. They went all in on the Street Profits.
Yeah.
Each team had a high flyer and the big monster.
Yep.
Besides the Viking Raiders, they were incredible. This whole match was incredible. I want
Yeah.
to see a Montez Ford versus Ricochet match, solo match, and just let them go at it.
Yes.
Yes,
That ending was phenomenal. It
phenomenal.
was.
Exactly.
I
I
loved it.
couldn't have said
You
it better
know,
myself.
I was like, you know what? Montez probably broke his ribs again, but
Oh no.
that I don't know if he did, but you know, just
Right.
seeing. But I agree with you. I want to see Ricochet and Montez Ford. Put them in a cage so there's no outside interference, and just let them go at it.
Exactly.
You know,
Next match: Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. 16 minutes and 15 seconds. All right, we're gonna go
60
through this one.
minutes.
16 minutes and 15
Oh, I
seconds.
thought you said 60. I was like, what?
Like no
That was a
way.
long fight, but it didn't feel like it. But yeah, 16 minutes. Okay.
16 minutes. All right, so Logan Paul came out first, zip-lining down the stage and walking with the Prime Energy Drink mascot, who I for sure thought it was going to be Jake Paul. He was wearing this blue and yellow scheme spandex jacket suit, and if you're a big fan of Fortnite or the YouTuber Ninja, somebody on Twitter put them side by side, and they are exactly the same. What do you think of that?
He's, I'm not a Logan Paul fan. I'm not. But you know what? I will say he's, for as little training as he's got, he's pretty good. You know, I will give it up to him. He's got some skills. I'm just not a fan of him.
Right. Next, we have an opera conductor who was on the stage with his baton, getting the crowd to sing. I searched far and wide for this man's name and was finally able to get it. His name is Jasper Randall, and he was a part of the Encompass Music Partners, who was also a part of Night 2 as well, so keep listening and I will tell you. Conductor Jasper led the crowd to the yelling, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rollins' music hits, and I have to wonder how much he was paid for just doing that. Just come out and do this to the crowd.
Yeah.
They'll go with it. They'll love it.
I loved it. I loved it.
We all loved it. It's like I was doing my own conduction. It's like, yes. So Seth comes out wearing a red puffer robe jacket designed by King Troy, along with gear customized by Sarah Ton and Jolene Jilnicki. Yeah, it's like there was a lot of, gotta tag these people in order to understand that they were there. There's a lot of that on Instagram. So check out King Troy, Sarah Ton, and Jolene Jilnicki. His top looked like Jeff Jarrett's, while the bottoms looked like something Shawn Michaels would wear. And this whole time, I'm thinking Shawn Michaels did the whole zip line into the match a lot better.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, of course.
I agree.
Yeah. I proceeded to ask on Twitter who was Seth channeling in his outfit, and maybe someone could find who wore it best, side-by-side comparison. Well, shout out to the Call Up podcast for having a side-by-side shot in their Instagram of what Rihanna wore at the Super Bowl and what Seth was wearing that night. If you remember,
she did have a puffer jacket. Yeah, she did.
Exactly. Rihanna or Seth, who wore it better?
I'll go with Seth because I just love his outfits. I think they're outlandish, but he goes with it, and I think it adds to his charisma.
He adds. He does. He does.
I think it does, and I saw on Instagram. I saw like the backstage when he showed Becky. She's like, I'm so jealous. It's not fair.
She's so jealous. That's funny. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. This match exceeded my expectations, but as we said on the predictions episode, Seth had to win. Yeah. There was no way he was going to lose 2 WrestleManias back to back. There was a moment when the mascot got involved and unmasked himself to be YouTuber KSI, of course. Seth was put on top of the commentator's table, and KSI helped, but these two were busy with their phones. Actually, KSI was busy with his phone. Logan decided to drink some of his whatever drink that he had, spit it out, and then jump off. Looking for the good Byron moment, Seth moved out of the way and put KSI in his place for the frog splash on top of KSI.
My brother-in-law was like, he's going to move. He's going to put him on there. And that's what happened.
We all called it as soon as that.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was hilarious.
It was. There was a moment that Paul tried doing the coast to coast, But Seth super kicked him, which made me think of Shelton Benjamin getting the super kick from Shawn Michaels in that highlight reel. Ooh, Seth hits the curb stomp, pins, and wins the match. Thank you. I'm
Yeah,
so relieved that happened.
me too.
All right. Next match. Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch defeated Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. 14 minutes and 40 seconds. I kind of wasn't paying attention to this match as I should have, but 2 nights later at Raw after WrestleMania, I noticed Lita's eye was swollen. So I had to do a bit of a rewind to rewatch these matches again, and it happened when Dakota Kai did her kick to the face, which Lita took a tumble to the outside. Highlights of the match included Bayley hilariously making fun of Lita doing the entrance, and I first thought, why is she mocking Jeff Hardy? And then I remembered, oh yeah, Lita was a part of that tag team, Team Extreme. Trish looked like the third wheel in all of this, but she maintained her own. I loved every moment she was in. Damage control looked strong, but of course make the faces look stronger because they're Hall of Famers. The rumors are that Trish might betray her team before SummerSlam, and we got to have that Trish versus Becky match once and for all. After Damage Control lost the next day, Bayley took to Twitter and tweeted this, quote, "And sometimes the most romantic love story comes to an end. Bye." People are speculating that she might have walked out just the same way Sasha Banks and Naomi did last year, but again, speculation, so we will have to see if she shows up on the next show. What did you think of it?
You know, I kind of agree with you. You know that Trish Stratus was just kind of like there, but she did. I just don't like how, and maybe it's just I'm being overly critical, but they look slow, like it's wrestled by numbers.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you know. I mean,
They
I
did
noticed
look
that
a
a
bit
lot of
sluggish.
the Lita and Trish, they looked like super slow when they were wrestling. Like it looked like it was like wrestled by numbers. I mean, I know they are older ladies, but you got to make it look good and make it believable.
Right.
So, but I'm glad they did win. I thought Dakota and Io would turn, which is what I said in prediction, but I still think they are going to turn on Bayley.
Oh, okay.
I think so because, I think that, they were really, they're good as a tag team, the three of them, they are. But Bayley, she's the leader, and sometimes they don't, they don't want to do what she wants them to do. So I think they're going to turn on her. I don't know when, but I just have a feeling they're going to turn on her.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, next match, our favorite match of the night. Rey Mysterio defeated Dominic at 14 minutes and 55 seconds. Let's
Yes.
yes. Let's talk about Dom's entrance for a minute here.
Oh my
So
gosh.
the sirens go off, and you can't have sirens going off in WWE before automatically you think of Scott Steiner, right?
Yeah.
But a white van pulls up, and it's the correctional facility van. Inside, Dom is handcuffed, but wearing like a super shredder / Undertaker robe with a purple mask on. Shades of Rey Mysterio's first appearance in WCW. He gets taken out and gets escorted by 5 correctional officers. In doing so, he takes off his mask on his way towards the ring. So, who was it? Michael Cole that brought up that interesting take that he has to earn that mask.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what that means. Just he showed a lot of disrespect doing that, and he had
Mm-hmm.
to earn that mask. Up next, first we hear 16 bars of Nothing But a G Sang by Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. And yes, we're in Cali, so you got to represent the West Coast hip hop. Fade in on Rey Mysterio in a lowrider being driven by Snoop. They drive towards the outside, and the camera follows them as the trunk is raised up to reveal the words, "The game is to be sold, not to be told," which was a nod to Snoop's third studio album, which came out in 1998 under the No Limit Records brand. As they get out into the crowd, the song changes to Viva la Raza. Eddie Guerrero's theme music. I died a little bit. He said, "Yeah, come here. You do it. You did it." Viva la Raza. Ray does a shimmy, slaps his chest, and points to the sky. Viva Eddie Guerrero. A great tribute to his best friend as he walks down the ramp. The entire ass kicking is brought to you by Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, really. The Simoji.
Man, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be the most serious freaking ass whooping I've ever seen. And then you see the Cinnamon Toast Crunch and freaking mascot. Jeez, okay. Ray even shakes hand with one of them, with the mascot, which ends up being Sol Ruka from NXT underneath that outfit, according to her Instagram. Oh, goodness. So let's talk about what he's wearing, because a lot of people immediately thought of Bible Man for some reason. I don't know, just the mask. Yeah, the Bible Man mask, which was that right there. I thought for sure his mask was influenced by The Flash, which was coming out this year, but it wasn't. Ray basically said at the press conference that they knew a guy who worked for Marvel, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they're in Hollywood, do what Hollywood does best.
It to me, it kind of looked like what's his name? The John Cena's character a little bit.
Oh,
I was
Peacemaker.
thinking.
Peacemaker. Yeah.
Just how like square rounded it was, kind of.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't like it. I didn't like his mask at all.
Oh, okay.
But well, because the night before, and leading up to this, he's always had the other masks that were more like the shiny leather.
Yeah.
Like I like that, or even if you wore the one from the Hall of Fame, but
shiny.
Yeah,
Sparkly
I liked it.
And shiny.
The sparkly, yeah.
Sparkly and shiny, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So the match, I was excited for this match. They didn't disappoint.
No.
I love how they popped for Ray and just booed the hell out of Dominic.
Yeah, I know. It was like everybody was like so excited for this match.
They were, yes.
Dominic's been so disrespectful, And then he does. He's like, "You're a deadbeat." Okay.
You're a deadbeat. My favorite part of the night, because he deserved this ass beating. Dom lands shoulder first on the turnbuckle. Ray takes off his belt and slaps the hell out of Dom for all those months of being a miserable little pendejo. Outside in the front row, Angie and Aaliyah are sitting ringside, enjoying it, laughing, cheering Ray on. Dom realizes this, again, goes to confront them and yells at both of them because they're laughing. Even going as far as to throw a drink at Aaliyah, which upsets Ray, and went into dad mode. He beat the hell out of his son some more. It's like, no, you're not doing that shit to my daughter. Get out of here. Later in the press conference, saying had it been anyone else and they had done Dom, Ray would have reacted the same way. You're a liar. It's like, you can handle your own shit, Dom.
No.
No, he wouldn't. I would have done the same.
He would have, no, yeah. It's still his son,
Right. In the climax, Ray delivered a 619 to Dominic and attempted the frog splash, but Damon Priest pushed Ray out of the way. Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Joaquin Wilde, and Cruz del Toro then came down and beat down Finn Balor and Priest. Unbeknownst to the referee, Dominic pulled out a chain, aiming to hit Ray with it, but Bad Bunny, who was serving as a guest Spanish commentator, stopped him. Ray then delivered the 619 and hit the frog splash for the 3 count. After the match, Ray celebrated with Legado and embraced his family. LWO. I highly enjoyed. I love this match.
I did.
This is one of his best matches forever.
It was. For as much as Dominic says he doesn't love his dad, doesn't like his dad, he sure does do a lot of his dad stuff.
He does.
Like, do your own thing,
Nope.
But you don't. You do the 619, not as good because he's too tall.
Yeah, right.
He does the frog splash, So it's like, come on now. Get some of your own moves.
Right.
You jerk.
The jerk.
Hola, Rey. Hi. Joel Torres from Contralona, Puerto Rico.
¿Qué tal?
¿Qué tal? Felicidades.
Muchas
Congratulations por el Hall of Fame.
Gracias.
We have seen the Latino blood in WWE rising up in these recent months. And we saw not only Damian Priest, Finn Balor, but also Bad Bunny, being part of your match with Dominic. How important is for you that the Latino blood, and now that WWE is going to Puerto Rico with WWE Backlash on May, how important is for you that the Latino blood, rise, in WWE, brilla en WWE?
Muy importante, very important. From day one, since I was given the opportunity to be a part of WWE, I was representing Lucha Libre, Hispanic, the culture. Lucha Libre is part of our culture. And to be able to have Bad Bunny, Damian Priest, even though we're rivals, but and now the rebirth of LWO, this is incredible. This is opening up doors for more Hispanics, más Latinos que se animen para poder entrar a WWE. Es una representación increíble porque only with WWE we can do it worldwide.
2 more questions for Ray.
Yeah. Alistair McGeorge from Metro in the UK. And Ray, obviously, like we said, a very emotional night for you. What did it mean to remember Eddie in that way and come out to that music again?
Oh my God, you can only imagine. I already had mixed emotions from the Hall of Fame the night before, the rebirth of LWO, knowing that I had to fight my son, knowing that my wife and my daughter were there, a lot of family members on top of that, to be able to ride with Snoop was legendary. Nothing But a G-Thang Baby is something that I heard when I was a kid. I was growing up. Everybody heard that song. And then to mix it up into Viva la Raza, the representation of the representer, the fullest representer of Hispanics, Eddie Guerrero. It's incredible. I walked into that match very emotional. And a lot of my work tonight was in honor of Eddie Guerrero.
Ray, Connor Casey from comicbook.com. I wanted to ask you about your mask. How far in advance did you know that you wanted to channel the great Muda with this mask?
So 6 years ago, this mask has been in the projects. The creator of this mask is a creator of Hollywood, the Marvel Universe. So that's how deep we went. Wrestlemania goes Hollywood. It was a perfect time. We didn't go superhero-ish. We went Hollywood style this year. And I was very happy with the outcome. On top of that, we had a mixture of the mask being made by a good friend of ours, Darnell, who again works for the universe of Marvel. And on top, Hayashi, my creator since 1996, who made the tights, the vest, and everything else. Um, I'm very happy with the outcome of the outfit tonight. I hope the fans loved it as much as I did.
Ray, I'm sure you have a lot of emotions to digest as the night goes on, but thank you for spending some time with us here.
Thank you guys very much for being here and for taking the time. Appreciate you guys.
Okay. Rhea Ripley defeated Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. 23 minutes, 35 seconds. That was a long match. I
It
don't
was.
care. I enjoyed it.
I did
Char-
too.
Charlotte Flair defended the SmackDown Women's Championship against Ripley. Ripley, for the first time in WrestleMania history, an all-woman match. The referee, Jessica Carr, and as well as the ring announcer, Samantha Irvin, were involved in this historic moment. A rematch from the 2020 WrestleMania where Charlotte Flair had won the Royal Rumble and chose to face off against the then NXT Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. Of course, we chose Mommy Ripley to win because we support the Judgment Day here.
No.
Well, I do. I support Mommy. I don't care.
I support Rhea, mommy. I support her. I don't no. No, I'm not against the Judgment Day, but they're all good except for Dom. Dom
They're all
doesn't need to
good.
be in there.
He-
He's the
out.
clown.
He's the clown. He's the guy, the fall guy.
That's right.
As Ripley attempted her Riptide finisher, Flair reversed it into DDT. Flair then attempted to figure 8 lock, but Ripley escaped. Ripley then delivered a top German suplex for a 2 count. Flair then attempted a spear, but Ripley moved out of the way and delivered a headbutt and hit Riptide for a 2 count. Flair then climbed to the top rope, looking for a fallaway slam, but Ripley slammed Flair's head into the top of the ring post, allowing her to hit an avalanche Riptide to become the new champion, making Ripley the first woman to defeat Flair in a singles match at WrestleMania. Ripley subsequently became the first woman Grand Slam champion to have won the Raw, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, and WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Damn right.
Yay. You know what? I loved this fight. It was so good. Both of them are such great athletes, and I was happy that Rhea won.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Was
And
amazing.
you know what? And it just shows that she doesn't need anybody.
She don't.
She doesn't need the Judgment Day because she's a really good fighter.
Right.
And I'm so glad that now they're showcasing that. Because when she was fighting, with, was it Nikki ASH? I'm like, she was all lovey-dovey with her, which I'm like, it's fine. That's their gimmick. That's fine. But then they're like, they kept losing. And I'm like, Rhea's way better than this.
Yeah.
What's going on? So I'm glad now that they are showcasing just how good she is.
Of course.
Hi, Rhea. Congratulations. I'm Krista B., one half of those wrestling girls. So now that you have finally won and defeated Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship, what's next for you, and how do you plan on celebrating tonight?
What's next for Rhea Ripley? I mean, complete control and domination of the women's division. I am now the SmackDown Women's Champion, and I'm not stopping there. I'm going to prove to everyone exactly who Rhea Bloody Ripley is, and I'm going to make my own destiny and my own legacy when I take over WWE with my fellow members of the Judgment Day, that is. As for celebrating, I think I'm going to save the celebrating for tomorrow night when Finn beats Edge, because then all the Judgment Day members can celebrate. Tonight, I think I'm just going to go back to my hotel and eat, because I haven't really done that today. So that's what my main focus is at.
You, sir, over here?
Delta Epic Daily Mail. So you've just won the Women's Championship. What's next for the Judgment Day in terms of belts?
In Judge of Titles, I mean, whatever the boys really want. I think we can accomplish anything in this company. And we're here to take over. Like I said in my last question, we're going to take over the WWE. So whatever championship they want, I bet they can get.
And next question goes to you, sir.
Joe Reedy, Associated Press. Rhea, how much more satisfying is this victory compared to 3 years ago when you and Charlotte were on the path in the first meeting?
Man, it's extremely satisfying. Going into WrestleMania 36, it was my first WrestleMania. I was NXT Women's Champion, and Charlotte had just won the Royal Rumble, and I was like, you know what, if she wants to challenge me, bring it. And unfortunately for me, my first WrestleMania was at a time when the world was shut down. So we had 0 people in attendance. We were at the Performance Center, which is where I had trained every single day for the past 2 to 3 years. And it was the one place that I really didn't want to go to. But at the end of the day, I think Charlotte and I still stole the show that night. So I'm very, very proud of that match. But going out there tonight at WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood, I'm the Royal Rumble winner. I challenged Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and I came out victorious this time. It is so extremely satisfying. And I have to give it to Charlotte. She put up a mean fight, and I didn't really expect anything less from her. I know exactly how she is in the ring, and I knew that I had to bring everything that I had. So I did. And now you're looking at the new SmackDown Women's Champion.
You're in the back row.
Hey, Rhea, congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
Obviously, NXT Women's Champion, NXT UK Women's Champion, WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, Raw Women's Champion, now SmackDown Women's Champion, becoming the first ever one to do that. Thoughts on making history as the ultimate Grand Slam champion in WWE for the women?
I mean, like you said, history. I'm here to make history. Growing up in Adelaide, South Australia, I always got told that my dream of coming to the WWE would probably not happen. So just making it here is such an accomplishment, but being the first Grand Slam champion to have those exact championships is so satisfying. I'm so extremely proud of myself and my journey here to the WWE and then my journey here within the WWE. To be able to accomplish all those historic moments, man, that's the one thing that I strive for, making history. I want my name etched in the history books forever, and I've gone and done that.
Hey, Rhea, Jason Jones, The Athletic. Just wanted to know, how different of a performer and wrestler are you than you were back at WrestleMania 36 to where you are right now?
I think the main thing is I've grown up. I was very, very confident at WrestleMania 36, but I was also very new. And I was still learning who I was as a human being and a professional wrestler. I feel like 3 years ago, I was very immature. My confidence definitely overshone everything. Where now I'm confident, but I also have the skill set to back it up. I've done many, many things here, and I feel like every single little thing has built up to this current moment. I feel like growing up outside of work is one of the main things for me. I've matured so much mentally, and also physically, that I'm a whole different beast these days. And I think a lot of the men here in the WWE can testify to that.
Hello, Rhea. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm Emily May with Sportskeeda Wrestling. And we saw last night Rey Mysterio was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And we also saw that you remained seated.
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak to that and also speak to what happened tonight between Dom and Rey Mysterio?
So at the Hall of Fame, I mean, yeah, good for Rey. He's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's a massive accomplishment, and he should be proud of himself. But the one thing that he can't be proud of himself for is being a good father, because he wasn't. He's a deadbeat dad, like Dom likes to say. And I wasn't going to show any sort of respect to a man that can't even be there for his son. So that's why we remained seated, and that's why we walked out, because I'm not going to put Dominic through that. He doesn't want to sit there and watch his dad get inducted after he put the WWE before his own family. So that's why we walked out. And what happened tonight, I mean, obviously I wish that I could have been there for my dom-dom, my Latino heat, Dominic Mysterio. But, you know, at the end of the day, Mommy had business to settle. And Mommy's going to settle some more business later on as well.
Rhea, much to your chagrin, we will hear from Rey Mysterio later on, but nonetheless, right now, enjoy your win, and once again, congratulations on becoming the new SmackDown Women's Champion.
Byron, you suck.
WrestleMania host The Miz and Snoop Dogg then came out to announce the attendance for night one of 80,497. Snoop Dogg then told The Miz that he should have a match. This brought out the returning Pat McAfee. Snoop Dogg, as the co-host, then made the match official. In the closing stages of the impromptu penultimate match, The Miz started mocking San Francisco 49ers player George Kittle, who was a spectator at ringside. Kittle then jumped the barricade and hit The Miz, unbeknownst to the referee. McAfee then delivered a swanton to The Miz on the outside. McAfee then hit the punt to The Miz to win the match. After the match, McAfee celebrated with Kittle. I guess it was like, all right, cool.
You know, I think it was more of a filler kind of thing, because, you know, it took what, 5 minutes maybe?
5 minutes, you know, a Bobby Lashley match could have happened.
Yeah.
Somebody,
but,
or the whole thing with Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt was
Yeah.
there, but then it wasn't. So they said, okay, we're gonna do this instead.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I just love how butthurt Miz is.
The main event for night one, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeated the Usos for WWE Tag Team Championships. 25 minutes and 15 seconds. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Let's do this.
You know, it was a good match.
It was a good match.
It was.
The main event.
I love it.
You loved it. Yeah, it was. I loved it too. I was so into it. I'm just like pacing the floor, going back and forth, yelling at the TV screen, yelling at everybody. The neighbors heard me. Everybody heard me.
Yeah, really.
The main event of the night, Lil Uzi Vert came out to perform Just Wanna Rock before introducing the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, the greatest tag team of the modern era, set the record for longest tag team champions at 622 days. Who is going to break that record next? Kevin Owens came out next wearing Super Dragon's face on the right side of his shorts. A little after, Sami Zayn came out wearing the gorilla mascot on the left side of his shorts, which is the logo for PWG, Pro Wrestling Gorilla. For those that don't know, what that means is that Sami and Kevin both play tribute to the company that gave them a chance in Reseda, California. PWG is based in Los Angeles, California. It is owned and operated by wrestlers themselves, having been created by Disco Machine, Excalibur, Scott Laws, Joey Ryan, Super Dragon, and Top Gun Tawar. Since then, Disco Tawar and Lost have retired and left the company. Since 2007, Excalibur has been the head play-by-play commentator with a rotation of wrestlers on color commentary. Super Dragon is a former PWG World Champion and a record 6-time PWG World Tag Team Champion, having held the title twice with B-Boy and Davey Richards, and once with Excalibur and Kevin Owens. Super Dragon has been the sole booker since 2010, along with editing shows and composing YouTube previews. The promotion debuted on July 26, 2003, so it's a 20-year anniversary.
Okay. I did not know that. That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome. All right, cool. This marked the first tag team championship match to main event at WrestleMania, and only the second tag team match in general to main event after WrestleMania 1 in March 1985. This was basically a super kick party So for the second viewing, I had to count how many super kicks were thrown between them. I did the same for the Intercontinental Championship match and how many slaps and forearms were thrown. In total, there were about 30 super kicks thrown between both teams. Most of them landed on poor Sammy's face, that by the end of the match, you saw a footprint on his face. Did
Poor
anybody catch
Sammy.
that? Poor Sammy. Did anybody catch that? Poor guy had like blood on his face already. He's like,
Yeah,
dude.
I did. I was like, oh my gosh, poor guy.
What's his name? He looks like Merle from. He looks like one of those sticky bandit guys from Home Alone with the iron
Oh
print on
yeah,
his face.
yeah.
But it looked like a footprint.
I know.
Oh, poor Sammy.
I know.
Jimmy delivered a Uso splash to Owens for a 2 count. Zayn delivered a brainbuster to Jay on the outside, allowing Owens to deliver a swanton bomb for a 2 count. Both Usos then delivered multiple super kicks to Zayn for a 2 count. Multiple super kicks. Oh my god. I for sure thought they had him with that. As Owens was looking for a powerbomb to Jimmy, Jay broke it up, and both Usos delivered a double choke slam to Owens through the announce table. Meanwhile, back in the ring, the Usos continued delivering super kicks to Zayn and hit the 1D for a 2 count. Sammy kicked out of it. I for sure was dying.
Yeah, me
Jaden,
too.
we were all dying.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god. Jaden
Yeah.
hit Zayn with Zayn's own finisher, the haluva kick. Zayn then delivered an exploder suplex to Jay in the corner. Owens then tagged in and delivered pop-up powerbombs to both Usos, allowing Zayn to hit the haluva kick to Jimmy and Owens. And Owens hit the stunner to Jay for a 2 count. As Owens was attempting a pop-up powerbomb, Jay escaped and along with his brother hit double super kicks to Owens. Oh man, it was a super kick party for sure. As the Usos were looking for a super 1D off the top rope, Zayn pulled Jimmy to the floor, allowing Owens to hit an avalanche fisherman buster to Jay. Owens then hit a stunner to Jimmy, and Zayn delivered 3 helluva kicks to Jay to win the match. As a result of this win, it made Owens a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah, awesome. I gave him a grand slam. That's awesome.
That is amazing. I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The best part of the night.
I thought they were gonna win with the 1D, and then he kicked out of it.
Oh my god.
I was shocked. I did not see them ending the Usos' reign at all. But you know what? I think it's good. It's good because I think that's the first crack in the bloodline. Because now Roman's gonna be like, "Oh, you guys are losers,"
Like I told you to do one thing and you did the other, and now you lost the belt and you couldn't get the job done. So now Solo's gonna go out there and do the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That match was amazing. It got me on my feet. It got me pacing the floor. I enjoyed it so much.
Look, there are Hall of Famers. There are world champions multiple times over. I'm talking some of the best of the best of the best ever that have never gotten to tell a story like this over this course of time, with this level of depth, with this many talented individuals in front and in back of the camera, but especially on the performance side of it. So I feel just so lucky to have been a part of it. This feels like the culmination of it, although, as you said, it's a pretty long timeline with WWE. So even if you think you've put a nice little bow on it, we can unravel that anytime and call back to it. And that's again, I think that's actually been the beauty of this story, is the number of callbacks. And also just so much of it would not have worked with any other individuals. It had to be the Usos and Roman because that is a legitimate lifelong relationship. It had to be Kevin because that is a legitimate, 20-year friendship. And without that level of reality bleeding into story, it just wouldn't work. But again, one of the things that I take a lot of pride in with this story over the past year is that little, I do think it transcended the classical kind of wrestling storyline for sure. And I actually think it's a glimpse into what because of its effectiveness. I think it could be a glimpse of what storylines going forward, if not achieve, will at least aspire to, in my opinion. I think this is much like you saw with television, how it kind of evolved to the golden age of television in 2000s with HBO and things like that, and more complex and more layered characters. So too do I think this story, if I may be so bold as to offer a comparison, it's almost like The Sopranos. It is to WWE what The Sopranos was to television, if I may be so bold as to make that comparison.
Hey guys, Dominic D'Angelo at freeshows.com. Congratulations to you first. And
Thank
secondly, does it almost kind of feel like a cathartic release for both of you, the journey you guys have been on with this compelling story? And on top of that, talk about the journey you kind of had to get the opportunity to kind of speak out a little bit more to you with your cause for Syria, and as well as just Kevin, you like the love that you get to share with your family and your son and everybody involved with that. How big does this kind of moment mean to you guys in that regard?
Look, man, there's something about it's like I know I sound like I'm repeating myself, but when I said it's hard to put into words, the history we've had here, but the history here, things we've gone through to get to where we are. You know, funny enough, most of which we've probably forgotten until something sparks a memory, and then we remember kind of what like we were doing today. You know, talking to each other, and then we get to share that, like you said, with our families that are there. Our families know each other; they've known each other for years. We get to, and like it's almost what like we get to share with our families and everything. But everybody that's watching is so well versed and knows everything that's happened between us. And you know, you mentioned how it couldn't have been with any other players in that story because of all the real life elements that come to it. It's really hard to describe feeling what we feel in the ring and knowing what the people we love are feeling watching us do it, and they've been along for the ride. So I wish I had a more eloquent answer, but like I said, it's hard to put into words, and I think everybody can relate to that, though. You know, I think everybody knows exactly what I mean and the feeling I'm trying to describe. So.
It's weird that we don't have words for it yet. It's weird, right? It is complex. I won't piggyback off that too much.
Very satisfying.
Come on, it's twice. I don't know. Yeah, I do agree with the sentiment of it is. It's funny that you say cathartic because that is one thing that I didn't anticipate. As soon as that 3 hit the mat, there was a genuine release of emotion that I did not anticipate.
Yeah.
Even if I, let's say, plan as a performer to like, ooh, this would be a good moment to display emotion. That thought didn't even get to cross my mind because it punched its way out of my body. So there was a catharsis to it, but there's also, man, it's hard to put into words. Yeah, there's just a lot. There's just a lot because you think about weird things. And you know, when you talked about, or your question about our history in Los Angeles and making our name here, you know, we think about things like landing and back when cell phones didn't work when you crossed the border and not knowing if anyone was going to pick you up and waiting at Terminal 5, you know, and just waiting for Super Dragon's car to come and maybe he's been looping the airport 5 or 6 and having no way. All these, I know they sound like long stories. I'm about to drone on and on, but that's happening in the ring. That's happening in the entrance. You're getting bombarded with weird memories like that, in conjunction with everything else that he's talking about. So I think that's why it's so hard to put in the words, because the mind has a really crazy ability in moments like this, in intense emotional moments like this, to throw multiple seemingly disjointed memories at you all at once. And then you feel all the things all at once. So that's why it's so hard to put into words, I think.
Before we go, I just want to say one thing. We've talked about him being the MVP. And I've said it like you said, and it's true. Before I go, 2 things. The Usos, even though everybody loves them, everybody appreciates them, they're underappreciated. They're the best. Unbelievable. I don't have enough good words for them. And also, I said PWG helped us get here. Super Dragon helped us get here. There's 2 other guys that really helped us get here. Their names are Mark and Jay Briscoe. We lost Jay recently. I really hope we made him proud tonight because, God, great guys, and we really miss them.
Yeah. Life goes fast, and so it's nice to just enjoy these moments, I think. So
Thanks a
thank
lot,
you for
guys.
being a part of
Thank
it,
you.
and thank you for letting us do it.
Thank you.
What did you think of night one?
You know, I liked it. Like I said, there wasn't a match that they didn't have to have, kind of thing. But I think, the Miz, his was, just kind of
Time filler.
because,
Like
they
you said,
needed
filler.
to build up. But it was nice to see Pat.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for him to come back. I want
Sure,
him
Michael
more on
Cole was
commentary.
also. Yeah.
Huh?
I'm sure Michael Cole was also.
Yeah, he was.
That man popped so hard. Oh my God, it's my bad back of me. Ah!
I
Like, dude,
know.
settle down. Jeez.
But I love how Corey gets so, what's he doing here? He gets so mad.
Because he's the second best commentator
He's like,
besides him.
did you know he was going to be here? No.
It's like, no. It's like, oh, you lied.
Yeah, I know.
Hi everyone, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Dawn.
And if you've ever watched a TV show and thought to yourself, oh my god, that season finale plot twist was absolutely bonkers.
Or seen a movie and thought, wow, I need to talk to somebody about this train wreck immediately.
Then we think you'll fit right in with our podcast, I Hate It, Let's Watch It. We watch TV shows like Riverdale and Emily in Paris.
And movies like Deep Water, Killer Sofa, Rubber, and Deadly Illusions. And we give them the total rinsing they deserve.
It's basically group therapy for movie masochists. So come check us out wherever you stream podcasts.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
For night 2, country singer Jimmy Allen opened up the show with his rendition of America the Beautiful. Again, not bad. All right. Yeah. The first match of the night, Brock Lesnar defeated Omos at 4 minutes and 55 seconds. I was right on the money.
You were.
I was right on the money that this match was going to be 5 minutes or less.
Yep.
I mean, there's nothing to tell except for the tail of the tape, and the entrances lasted longer than the match.
I know.
I was like, this is going to be another Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar match where entrance lasts longer than the match. Yes, it is. 5 minutes or less. Omos is a bigger sized man than Brock, but yet Brock was able to dominate Omos. All Omos did was throw Lesnar around like a rag doll. Yep. Lesnar attempted an F5, but Omos escaped. That's fucking bullshit. Omos didn't escape. He couldn't lift him up. And why was that even necessary? Like, oh, I can't lift you up my back. Second time. Oh, I did it. Yeah. Like, what? Why was that even necessary?
He had a second wind, I guess.
Lesnar then delivered 3 German suplexes and then connected with the F5 to pick up the win. 4 minutes and 55 seconds. That is cool. That's great. Let's get to the next match.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler defeated Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville by submission.
Boo.
Okay.
That's all I had to say. Boo.
This match lasted just as long as the men's tag team WrestleMania showcase match the night before. But on that match, everyone did something. And here, the wrestling committee was upset that Ronda didn't do shit for this match and ended up getting the win anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, what the hell?
They just sat, they got, tossed out the first, 30 seconds. And then they just stayed out of the match till the last, minute. literally, of the match. And
Shayna
then they
tags
get
in
the win.
Ronda. Shayna tags in Ronda, and she looks at the crowd and like, "Watch me do this shit. Watch me do this shit." All right,
Oh,
I'm about to
boy.
do something, and she does the armbar and wins. I was like, "What the hell?"
Which is the
Everybody's
same
eating.
thing she does every time.
Right. So hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, nothing to say about this match other than right, great. She did her thing. Cool. Um, apparently, hold on.
Okay.
Oh, there's something out of there. Apparently, Chelsea Green was on Twitter. She just came out of the hospital. She says, I quote, I thought I celebrated my first Mania too hard. Turns out I actually had a severe stomach bug and distant gallbladder. Thank God the manager of the yard took care of me. Will not be filing any complaints this weekend.
Oh, she can't get the manager.
even, even, even out of character, she's still in character. Get the hell out of here. I'm dead. I love her though. I love this whole storyline that she's like, "Can I speak to the manager?" And he's right there. I'm right here, lady. Come on. Like, all right, fine. Well, why am I not at WrestleMania? Well, here's the reason. And then you were on WrestleMania, and then you freaking lose to Ronda Rousey of all people.
Boys, we got ourselves a good old-fashioned headbanger.
Gunther defeated Sheamus and Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Championship. 16 minutes and 40 seconds. A headbanger it was.
Yes, it was. That match was intense.
Oh, for sure.
And I mean, like, it was not like there wasn't a dull moment that whole match.
Ever. I love this match so hard. I counted the slaps because why not? All
Yeah,
three
why not?
men. Was that?
I said, yeah, why not?
Oh, you know, why not? All three men came out of this with their chest being red. Sheamus, on the other hand, came out with what looks like blood. Jeez. A total of 41 slaps to the chest by all three men. 5 minutes into the match, and Sheamus' chest looks like just like his red hair.
I know.
Oh, man. At one point during the match, Sheamus and McIntyre are fighting each other over who gets to chop or fight Gunther. Another big number here, 29.5 clubs to McIntyre's chest from Sheamus, as Michael Cole called it. Freaking hell. Gunther came into WrestleMania holding the IC Championship at 296 days. Now 300 days, depending on when you're listening to this episode. The last time somebody held the Intercontinental Championship longer than 300 days was in 1988 at 453 days, and that was held by the Hall of Famer, the Honky Tonk Man. So maybe we might be heading to that long reign again. All Gunther needs to do is hold on to the Intercontinental Championship for 154 more days. So maybe by August and or September, he will have broken the record. But what did you think of this
let
match?
him do it.
They're gonna let. Yes, I believe they're gonna let him do it. I want to, if they're gonna let Roman do it, might as well let Gunther do it also. Like
But
if
you
they're
know,
doing new records.
what I really appreciate about Gunther is he has wrestling moves. He doesn't just, throw them, around like a rag doll. He actually fights.
Yeah, he
Yes, his
does.
finisher is a freaking power bomb, or him like
Chops.
catapulting them into the, into
Chops.
the turnbuckle
Chops.
or the chops. Yeah.
Chops all the way. Oh
Yeah.
man, I love them. I gotta do another play-by-play, and this one's about Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov. That was the most hurtful match I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, was that when they're unifying the
Yeah, the
tag?
unification, and then
Yeah.
probably around like prior to that, during the pandemic with no crowd, that they did one and they exploded with both of their chest and backs and everything, blood all over them.
Wow.
That I need to see that
Crazy.
again, and possibly do a play-by-play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next match, Bianca Belair defeated Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship, 16 minutes and 5 seconds. Asuka came out first. A bunch of women wearing the same mask came out, followed by Asuka wearing a demon mask. After a local youth group called the Divas of Compton came out first to introduce Bianca Belair as they danced. The girls separated into two different lines, paving the way for the youngest girl in the group to cartwheel her way into our heart. Oh my god. More on this little cutie after this match. Triple H had a lot to say about her in the press conference. I know if I start saying anything, I will probably break down. But soon after, Bianca Belair came out and stood side by side with her both. Did the same moves with their long braided hairs. Oh my god. She was amazing.
I thought it was such a good entrance. It was
It was.
awesome.
It was. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
During the match, Belair power-bombed Asuka on the outside and rolled her back into the ring for a 2 count. Asuka delivered a knee to the face, and Belair hit a shoulder tackle. Belair attempted a top rope kiss of death, but Asuka blocked it into a codebreaker. Asuka attempted the Asian mist, but missed, allowing Belair to hoist her up for the kiss of death, but Asuka countered into the armbar. Belair then lifted Asuka while still on the hold and hit her move, the kiss of death, to win. Another moment came during the press conference when someone asked her if this third win in a row at WrestleMania was the new streak. And it is.
Yeah.
That's 3 matches she's won at WrestleMania. That's considered a streak now.
Yeah. I loved it. I don't know. I'm a Bianca fan. Ever since, these NXT people that came to the main roster, I just think they're all amazing.
Right.
I'm a fan of all of them. I wish Ciampa was back.
Oh my
That's
god,
for another day. That's for another day.
That's for another day. That's good.
Yes. But
hopefully
yes,
he comes back soon.
Yeah, I hope so. But she did good. I know a lot of people were upset that she won again. But I'm like, you know what? Who cares? She did it. I mean, she's made history at WrestleMania. It was a really good match. And she's now had the belt for a year now. I think that's what it was. Yeah, she's had it for because they even said that. But it was good, and Asuka showed up, and she did great. I think these two did a phenomenal job. I think both of Charlotte's match and Bianca's match, they were both amazing.
For real.
They did not, disappoint at all. Either one. I would have been happy with Asuka winning or Bianca retaining. They both did great. It wasn't just and even though it was 16 minutes you said?
Yeah.
It was jam-packed with athleticism. There were a lot of they did great. Yeah. So I was happy. So.
You were happy. Yeah, that was good.
Emily May from Sportskeeda Wrestling. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You had such an incredible entrance tonight. You worked with the Divas of Compton, and it was such a meaningful and inspirational entrance for everyone around the world watching. What did that mean to you to work with them and give little girls this wonderful platform?
First of all, shout out to Divas of Compton. They were amazing. Just getting to meet them, and during rehearsals when I first got to meet them, I was tearing up and crying, and I was like, I don't know if I can watch this before my match because I'm just gonna be bawling, crying. But to be able to bring them out. I wanted to have little ESTs. My favorite thing is to come out and see these little ESTs that they see themselves in me, and to be able to inspire them, and they're going to do amazing things, and I just wanted to bring them out and show that you know I always talk about the role models that I had as a kid. And I always talk about this in every interview. And I am where I am because of my role models. And so to see little ESTs dressing up like me, and they're 7 years old, 12 years old, and it took me 30 till I was 30 years old to get on this grand stage. And they're 7 and 12 years old on this stage and not intimidated by being in front of 80,000 people and being watched by thousands of people on Peacock. They were amazing. And I just wanted to give them the stage and let them shine bright and be little ESTs and let everybody know that there's EST inside of them. And, representation is so important. And I always want to bring that to the table. Like, they're my why. Like, walking out as Raw Women's Champion it means so much. But to be able to inspire, they're my why. They're my whole reason why.
The questions, I want to mention one other thing. I know Bianca talked about her entrance in here and the young ladies that were on that stage and how impressive that was. And I wanted to mention and offer condolences and thoughts and prayers. There was a little girl in that troupe today as they got here that they came and informed us that her mom passed away this morning. It's the little girl that was the contortionist that Bianca danced with. And for her to come here and do that, because that's her passion in life. For her to come and do that because she didn't want to let this opportunity slip by. For her to never miss a beat, to see her dance partners swarm around her. To see everybody come together for her, to see everybody come to me to tell me about it. And then for us to get to do what we do, which is give her that opportunity in that moment with Bianca and create a moment for her on the worst day of her life that she'll never forget. That's why we do what we do on so many levels. So I just want to say how cool that was from Bianca, and just offer Amina our condolences and hope that tomorrow's a better day.
Next, of course, The Miz and Snoop Dogg came out to announce the attendance for night 2 of 81,395 and the combined attendance of both nights of 161,892. Miz then started telling Snoop Dogg about how he was not ready for the match with McAfee the previous night. This brought out a returning Shane McMahon in his first appearance since 2022 Royal Rumble, who came out to challenge Miz. Snoop Dogg then made the match official, but McMahon would legitimately tear his quad, causing the match to be stopped. Man jumped up and messed up. Here comes the money, and there goes the money.
There
it went.
Oh my God. You can't do something after not being in the ring for a year and think that you're going to be fine. You're a year older. I don't know if he's even been working out or anything, but you can't just come up in there thinking you can do like you did and not get hurt, which he did.
You're not your dad, dude.
No.
You're not. You can't be doing these things anymore, sir.
Nope.
In an improvised moment, Snoop Dogg then came to the ring and challenged Miz, punching him twice and performing a people's elbow. Wow. To win the match. This made the Miz the first person to lose matches at both nights of WrestleMania. Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, no one has ever had 3 opponents in WrestleMania. Now I have. I have the
All right.
record. Yeah.
He did. He did. Give that man his flowers.
Yeah.
Um,
And he did it in suits. So
he did. Yeah. Yeah, great. Next match. Edge defeated Finn Balor 18 minutes and 10 seconds. I believe this match could have gone longer. Maybe. Somebody started a rumor that Gangrel was supposed to be here during Edge's entrance.
yeah, I heard that too.
It also didn't help that Gangrel himself posted on Twitter that he was going to be in LA, but he was. Just that he was in LA a few nights before WrestleMania, in and out. So, he was gone. So this whole Brood Edge on his entrance was a little meh. Like, how dare you lie to us, sir?
I know.
I
Don't
for
tease us
sure.
like that.
Right, don't tease us like that. I for sure thought we would get blood-soaked, but instead we got different color weapons. Red representing Edge and purple representing Demon Finn Balor. Okay. Edge came out just the same way the Brood used to come out, from below, wearing the diamond encrusted disco ball that covered his head down to his chest, as well as bat wings. What the hell? Bat wings. Why? What?
I don't remember them coming out in like masks like that.
Why that mask though? The disco
I
ball?
don't know. I don't know.
I understand the bat wings because they're, of course, they're creatures from the night, whatever. But the disco ball?
Yeah, I don't know.
His regular music hits and makes his way to the ring. Finn Balor then comes out with a spiked headgear, his portrait colored in on his back. The demon Finn Balor has been neutered. That's what I wrote down. This wasn't Finn Balor. This was just like, why? He walks out wearing a purple venom tongue in his chest and holding 2 purple smoke bombs. His entrance was amazing, no doubt about it, but it just felt out of place. Like, why? What? Okay. I enjoyed the match, but then it got a little crazy there.
Yeah.
Edge delivered an Edge-o-matic.
More wrestling, not
He did.
using weapons.
And it was a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, I know.
That was.
So I was like, yeah, I guess. I mean, but I wish there was a little bit more wrestling content. I guess.
It just
more
felt
technical
kind of
fighting.
underwhelming. Yeah, it kind of felt underwhelming.
Yeah, because that's all they did. Yes, it's a Hell in a Cell, but so use the cell. Bring them into. Use the cell to hit them with. Don't just go for kendo sticks and chairs and tables. And then don't throw them at each other.
Oh, the ladder. Edge then threw a ladder into Balor, and that's when the match had to be stopped due to being busted wide open. Next few days, we see on his Instagram that Finn Balor needed 14 staples to close his wound, and of course, the battle wound from getting hit on his back by the canes. Freaking hell. Balor hit the coup de grace. All right, let's say that again. Balor then hit the coup de grace for 2 counts.
I was like, what?
The coup de grace. I'm reading. But Balor then attempted another coup de grace, but Edge moved out of the way as Edge attempted a spear. Balor moved and connected with the sling blade. Okay, coup de grace can't be the only move you do, dude.
Yeah,
Can you do something else other than the coup de grace? Like double stomp on a person?
Yeah.
That just defeats everything. You have to get on the top rope to do that. Can you do a submission move? Can we get submission moves in here? Jeez.
Well, I think the reason he does it is because it knocks the wind out of him.
Right.
So
There are other
they were
ways to knock the wind out of people, though, as I'm sure.
but to have
Uh,
all that weight come on you, yeah, no, I wouldn't move either.
Edge hit the spear and delivered a concerto to Balor to win. I think the wrong person won here. Really, it's like Edge didn't need to win this match at all. We get it; he's a legend, but he was trying to push the younger talent. Then Finn Balor would have needed this win the most instead. Like
Well,
I would
'cause
have
then,
rather have Finn than Edge win here.
so didn't Edge win with Beth Phoenix on the last PLE?
Yeah,
So why did Edge have to win again? Yeah, I get it.
I don't. Yeah,
You
like
know,
okay,
I think Finn should have won.
at least get one in there
Yeah.
instead. Or that was the original plan, but Finn got hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
So, the main event finally.
Yeah.
The Roman Reigns defeated Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship at 34 minutes and 35 seconds. This match was 34 minutes too long. Let's just call it right now. Everyone was upset about this. Not only because of this, but because the Raw after Mania, which we will definitely talk about in a few moments. Cody Rhodes came out first. He went over to greet his family who were sitting in the front row. His mom, sister, his wife Brandy, who is holding their daughter. And right next to them is little Brody, John Hoover's son, who was presented with Cody's weightlifter's belt. So you would think there was no way Cody was going to lose right in front of his family. Like the entire world forgot that Roman lost in front of his family at WrestleMania once. Again, just like the day before when John Cena lost. Fuck them kids. We don't give a hell. No, we don't care. Sure, why not? Up next, we pay attention to the stage. The conductor that introduced Seth Rollins at night one is back to conduct the 6 pianists that play the final boss entrance theme. And Compass Music Partners on Instagram posted their video and who they are. So let's give these people some credit. They are Ricky Payat, Sin Hai Huang, Valerie Stern, Barry Tan, Kimiko Marisol Daniels, and Ryan Wyman. Congratulations to all being a part of history. I will have the link to the group's Instagram page in the show notes. After the final boss is played, we of course get the 10-minute intro from our tribal chief, the final boss of the night. Dude, just get in the ring already. Roman.
That's what we always say. We're like, Roman, when he's on SmackDown, we're like, the last half hour of SmackDown.
That's his.
It takes 10 minutes. I was like, it takes 5 minutes for him just to come out, because I'm like, he pretty much comes out from the time his music hits till he gets to the ring is almost his whole song.
Yeah, it is.
So
man, it's taking his time. I'm gonna sit here and take my time. This is my island of relevancy, not yours. Right. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and Solo Sikoa walk out, holding the championship this night to a total of 945 days. 950 days now, again, depending on when you listen to it. Oh my goodness. Historic moments. This marked the first time a wrestler defended a world championship at 3 consecutive WrestleManias during the same reign. After a few minutes of sizing each other up, Rhodes performed a dropkick on Reigns for a 1 count. While the referee was distracted, Sikoa attacked Rhodes outside the ring, and Reigns covered him for a near fall. Outside the ring, Rhodes performed a backdrop on Reigns through an announce table. Back inside the ring, Rhodes followed up with a Cody Cutter for a near fall. Sikoa then attacked Rhodes with Rhodes' weight belt. leading to his ejection from ringside. Did he steal that weight belt from Brandy?
I believe so.
Motherfucker.
I
I didn't realize that. Like, wait a minute, didn't he give that belt to Brody? What the hell? And then like you see him with the weight belt, like, whoa, did he steal the belt from them? It's like, give me that.
Yeah,
That's when you know, fuck them kids. Rhodes then performed Crossroads on Reigns for a near fall. Rhodes countered a Superman punch attempt into a pedigree for a near fall. Lots of near falls, lots of me just getting up and yelling at my TV. As Rhodes leapt off the top rope, Reigns speared him for a near fall. Reigns applied the guillotine choke, but Rhodes had the super strength to be able to escape because nobody else has done it before. Sure. Rhodes went to kick Reigns, who dodged, and Rhodes accidentally kicked the referee, incapacitating him. As Rhodes attempted a DDT, the Usos, Jay and Jimmy, ran in and attacked Rhodes, only for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to make the save. With the two teams brawling into the crowd, with the referee back, Rhodes then covered Reigns for another near fall. In the closing moments, Rhodes performed a bionic elbow, shades of his dad, Dusty Rhodes, and followed up with two more crossroads. As Rhodes was preparing for a third crossroad, Heyman distracted the referee, allowing Sikoa to sneak in and perform the Samoan spike on Rhodes. Reigns finished the match with another spear on Rhodes, thus retaining the titles and also marking the 7th time a heel won the main event of WrestleMania, including 3 in a row for Reigns.
Yeah.
That was freaking beautiful. I was yelling at my TV screen. I was destroying things. I even recorded myself because I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna record it and see what happens." You can't even hear it right, so I just deleted it. Whatever.
Aw. No, that was amazing. I mean, it was so good. But I knew that Solo would come back. I just knew it. I didn't see him getting ejected, but I was like, nah, he's somehow gonna come back.
He came back.
He came back. Yep.
Roman Paul, Jason Jones, the Athletic. Just for either one of you, just the storyline has been, like I said, 2+ years, so intricate, so much blended in from Dusty and your family and all. How much deeper can this story get, and how much more can you tell us with this story that you've been telling for so long?
What'd you say earlier today? We're in the 3rd inning. Yeah, if this is baseball, we're just in the 3rd inning here, man. There's so much left to do. We've said it for a long time. We're just scratching the surface. I told y'all it had to be a month after we came back in 2020 at SummerSlam. We're going to change the whole game. We're not going to follow suit. We're not going to run it like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. We're going to have to expand you people. We're going to have to open up your attention span. You're going to have to pay attention for longer than 20 seconds, y'all, because that's what we're doing. We're out here making filet mignon. This ain't McDonald's. This isn't Burger King. It's not fast food. We're giving you the good stuff. And I meant it, and I kept my word.
Jamat Karsando for BT Sport. Roman, can I just ask what this means to you in terms of historical significance? 3 back-to-back WrestleManias, having these moments, making it bigger and bigger. You told us earlier this week that you are grinding Bloodline. So how satisfying is it for you personally to keep delivering these kind of moments?
This portion of my career has been the most fulfilling. If you would have asked me before we started doing this, I probably would have told you, my work with Make-A-Wish, my work with LLS, the charitable things were the really fulfilling things, a part of this job. But I have to say, being able to dive deep into this thing with Paul, to bring my family along, to lift them up, to put them in a position to showcase their talents, their potential, their superstardom, to where we get all the way to the point where we main event both nights of WrestleMania. I'm challenging anybody. Yeah, you can be a little kid right now. You can be running independence. You see what me and my family have done. I challenge you to outdo us. I want somebody to step up. I want somebody to take this ball from us. I want somebody to, take the spotlight from us. Dominate, take the island of relevancy from me. Because if you don't, we're just going to keep a chokehold on this game. Me and my family, the twins, Solo, the wise man, we're not taking prisoners, man. We're not lying to you. We are the best. This isn't a promo. I'm not, I didn't look in the mirror in the shower and come up with this stuff. This is as real as it gets. And the man I beat tonight, his dad told me that 10 years ago. I'm the greatest of all time. This WrestleMania solidifies it. It's not just me that's lifting up. I'm not the only megastar here anymore. The whole bloodline is. And we got some problems. And I felt it tonight. Y'all see, my little social media boy sent out the tweet. My back was against the wall. But what's a tribal chief supposed to do, right? Lift his family up, just like I did from the beginning. We're going to handle some business. We're going to sort it out. But we've only begun. Get used to this. Get used to this.
One more.
Paul, Roman, Joe Reedy, Associated Press, over here. You're going to be on the verge of 1,000 days now as champion, not done since Hogan. How far can you take this, and can anybody stop you at the moment?
As of right now, no. Nobody can stop me. They thought it was Drew. They thought it was Sammy.
I thought it was Brock.
Yeah, thought it was Brock.
Thought it was Kevin.
Thought it was Kevin. Thought it was John.
Thought it was Edge and Daniel Bryan.
Thank God you're here, because I can't even remember them all. We done smashed
Thought it
them.
was John. They thought it was John Cena.
Yeah.
What a murderer's row of heavyweights, too. Think about it. Who has ever gone through that roster and then lapped around them again? We're just getting started. You're looking at 1,000 as the goal. We have that. We're sitting here tonight. We're already starting to plan WrestleMania 40.
We were thinking about 1,000 like 200 days ago. You know what I mean? It's simple to us. It's never going to stop. Ever. Out of the kindness of my heart, one more.
You are a generous tribal chief.
It's my day. You know what I mean?
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Roman, on your victory. Nick Hausman, House of Wrestling. Question for both of you. Huge news broke this afternoon from CNBC. It sounds like there could be a big change in ownership for WWE maybe as early as tomorrow. What are your reactions to reports that WWE could be acquired by Endeavor, potentially merge with UFC? And, of course, Paul, we already saw you getting into it with Conor McGregor over on Twitter. Thank you.
I was busy, smashing your favorite. So, yeah, I don't really know too much about that. Today was a busy day for me. Whatever happened, I'm sure they're all very lucky to have me. I know that much. You got anything on that, Wise Man?
Yeah, he has a bad habit of starting problems at press conferences. Yeah.
You care to ad-lib and maybe, rebuttal him? Yeah.
No, he knows he has a bad habit of asking bad questions at press conferences.
Let's say the improv or whatever, right? Yeah. All right, so that's it. You wasted your question. All right, good night, guys.
Oh, goodness. Before we start on the other stuff, what did you think of night 2?
It was great.
It was great. I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. I do wish that Roman's match was just a little shorter, but, of course, like I said, he's got to walk down, and take his time, and trash talk the whole time,
Yeah, of course.
And we were watching it because my one sister, she didn't get to see it when we all watched it together. And I think he waved at Cody's daughter in that direction. He was like, "Hey."
His wife.
That's hilarious. I loved it.
Or Brody Lee's son. It was one of them.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? I'm about to destroy this man. This your man? This your man?"
Yep. Yep.
Oh man. So with everyone complaining that they didn't like the way this ended, it kind of set off for the next night. Raw after WrestleMania destroyed everyone's expectations. Fucking hell. Hopefully, I will have an in-depth look at what exactly happened here. But Monday had the return of Brock Lesnar, which he usually leaves at this time for 6 months, but he ended up staying to team with Cody Rhodes, who wanted a rematch at this time. What ended up happening, though, was the biggest shock when Brock Lesnar betrayed Cody Rhodes and proceeded to attack him during the 10 minutes that were left of Monday Night Raw. It destroyed everybody. Like you even saw Arrow Star in the front row, like, oh my god, this is crazy. Shocked as hell, bewildered. The star of heels, like, dude, what are you guys doing to him?
Oh, huh. I haven't seen Heel, so I didn't know who that guy was.
Green Arrow.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. So,
He was also he also wrestled for WWE and AEW, so it's
oh,
there.
okay,
What did you think of that moment, though?
that's crazy.
That was
But
crazy.
it doesn't. It does shock me, but it doesn't
It doesn't.
because Brock Lesnar isn't. He's a man out for his own stuff. Anytime
Right.
I've seen him, he's never been like in a tag team.
Right. Yeah. And
And
wait a minute. What? Why is he teaming with Cody? It's like, oh shit, and then you finally see it. It's like, oh come on. Ugh. It was horrible, but I enjoyed it. I laughed so hard. We even had somebody stream it the next day. Miniature Dancer 51 streamed it that night. We didn't tell her what happened, but we told her, it's like, all right, are you almost there? Like, she said, yeah. All right, go ahead and stream it, and we want to see your reaction. So like the camera was on her face. It's happening. Cody Rhodes gets introduced, and then he does it. Brock Lesnar does it, and you see Minnie's face just like, oh my god, what the hell? Me and a few others were in the chat room just laughing our asses off because she is just like excited for this match, and then you see her face drop, like, what the hell? Like, fuck. It's like, oh, that's too nice that your boy got destroyed. I'm sorry, Minnie, but we love you, and yeah, your boy got destroyed. It's all good though. Like your reaction made it so much better.
so rude.
She's gonna kill me for this. I don't. It's all right. It's all good. So yeah, that happened on Monday night. I also did think this needed to be said on this episode. On Saturday, Endeavor Group Holdings Inc. And World Wrestling Entertainment announced that they have signed a definitive agreement to form a new publicly listed company consisting of two iconic complementary global sports entertainment brands, UFC and WWE. Upon close, Endeavor will hold a 51% controlling interest in the new company, and existing WWE shareholders will hold a 49% interest in the new company. Basically, Endeavor controls everything.
Yeah.
Together, UFC and WWE will have a global reach, impressive scale, and omni-channel distribution. On a combined 22 fiscal year end basis, UFC and WWE achieved revenue of $2.4 billion and a 10% annual revenue growth rate since 2019. This is a rare opportunity to create a global live sports entertainment pure play built for where the industry is headed. said Ari Emanuel, CEO of Endeavor. For those that don't know, his brother, Rahm Emanuel, was the mayor of Chicago. I'm just going to stop it right there because, blah, blah, blah. But, but for also those that don't know, if you've ever seen the TV show Entourage, Ari Gold is what Ari Emanuel is supposed to be. So if you see Ari Gold on Entourage, that's the same thing Ari Emanuel is. Like, dead on. He continued, for decades, Vince and his team had demonstrated an incredible track record of innovation and shareholder value creation, and we are confident that Endeavor can deliver significant additional value for shareholders by bringing UFC and WWE together. Given the incredible work that Ari and Endeavor have gone to grow the UFC brand, nearly doubling its revenue over the past 7 years, and the immense success we've already had in partnering with their team on a number of ventures, I believe that this is without a doubt the best outcome for our shareholders and other stakeholders, said Vincent Candy McMahon, executive chairman of WWE. Together, we will be a $21 billion live sports entertainment powerhouse with a collective fan base of more than 1 billion and an exciting growth opportunity. The new company will be well positioned to maximize the value of our combined media rights, enhance sponsorship monetization, develop new forms of content, pursue other strategic measures and acquisitions to further bolster a strong stable of brands. I, along with the current WWE management team, look forward to working closely with Ari and Endeavor and UFC teams to take the business to the next level. What this basically means is that Dana White can't talk shit about WWE being fake anymore.
Yeah, really.
It's like, you work for the same people, dude. Oh, man. There you go. It's too bad.
That's gonna be crazy.
It will. It's like, oh, man. But, it basically just means that they're under one roof, under the same umbrella. UFC can't talk shit about WWE anymore, and WWE just brings in people from the UFC anyways. Brock Lesnar, what's her
Ronda
name?
Rousey.
Yeah, her. I didn't want to mention her name, but okay.
Yeah, Lano.
Uh,
She won too.
yeah. Okay. Before we go, I want to give a special shout out to a friend of the podcast, Poe. She sent me a sweet message. I asked if it was okay to share it on the air, and she gave me the go ahead. She says, "Hi, just wanted to let you know I checked your podcast out and wanted to state that I love how engaged you are. I haven't watched anything related to wrestling since I was young, but you had a way of encouraging my dormant infatuation. Much love and hope all is well on your end." Aw, thank you, Poe.
That's nice.
We really appreciate you.
That's the same. I felt the same way.
Really?
A former friend of mine did the same thing to me, and listening to your podcast does the same thing.
Okay.
I felt the same way.
We all
just hearing, when you do play by play or just talking about it, I'm like, I really am back into this because of you guys. So thank you.
need to talk more about this, and he's talking about that, and now I just want to go and watch it because he's talking about it and want to know what it's all about.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Sarah, thank you for joining me tonight on this absolutely jam-packed episode. For those that don't know, let them know what you're doing on Friday.
I am going to SmackDown in Portland, and then on Monday, Raw will be here in Seattle.
Oh, look at you.
So I get to go to, I have a wrestling-filled weekend.
We had our wrestling-filled weekend last weekend. Now you're having your own wrestling-filled weekend this weekend.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
You're also going to get a big announcement by Triple H, who opened the show on Monday Night Raw and told everyone not to worry, that everything is going to be remain the same.
Yeah,
Hopefully, it
that's what
stays that
I was
way.
like. Oh, good. I get to see Triple H. Not really. No.
Uh, but if he already said that on Monday, what do you think he's going to say on Friday?
I don't know. I mean, maybe he'll give more details. Maybe he'll still be part of creative. I hope he's still part of creative
Oh
because
God, I hope so too.
I've been enjoying Raw more since Vince has been gone. Because
Yes.
at first I was like, I'm like, first of all, I think Raw is too long. 3 hours is a lot, but watching it, because I'll watch it like on Hulu, they cut out an hour of stuff. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad
Yeah.
because they'll cut out like matches that, you could have watched instead of more talking. So I'm like, so we'll tape Raw, on our DVR and then fast forward through the commercials. And half the time we're like fast forwarding through the talking. So we're like, well, we might as well watch it on Hulu because Hulu, condenses it down to 2 hours. So
Yeah.
there's not a lot of talking. There's more matches. But since Vince was gone, it got to be more matches, less talking. So we'll see now that Vince is back. Hopefully he's not part of creative as much. Because I think it was just a lot more wrestling on both SmackDown and Raw. Yeah. So, but I'm excited. I'm still excited for tomorrow though and Monday. So.
Yeah, the last 8 months have been amazing, and I want to see it still be amazing.
Yeah.
And hopefully with this whole new WWE and UFC coexisting together,
Yeah.
it's gonna get to stay that way.
Yeah. I just wonder if like they're gonna have more UFC like fighters in the audience and use them in stories.
There it is. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. That's
We'll
what
see.
everybody's hoping for.
Yeah. But we'll just have to see what happens.
For real. All right. Thank you for the support tonight. Those that have been listening, you can find us on all other sort of social or audio streaming platforms at our Linktree at linktree.com/from under the apron. It has the link to our blog, socials, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, plus any of your favorite audio streaming devices such as GoodPod, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio account, where you can listen to us as well as leave us a comment or a 5-star review, which helps us be discovered by other fans of wrestling and podcasts, as well as the 20 other music and podcast streaming services. If you haven't yet, please follow us on Spotify. We have a whooping 83 followers on there so far. We need 17 more, so give us a follow there. Let me know what you do by emailing me, and I will gladly shout you out on the podcast on the next episode. Check out the show notes for links to other podcast materials that you heard on this episode. Send us a message of your favorite wrestling stories, questions, comments, ratings, or requests by email. It is from undertheapron@gmail.com, and I will do my best to get to them and answer accordingly. Thank you for listening, joining the live, staying the gift, and being a huge part of this community. Tell your friends. Listen to us. Join us next time for more stories, movies, and TV show reviews, as well as wrestling-related stories when we come to you from Under the Apron.